Okay, we're back. It is the next evening. It's after work. It's getting a little bit late already. And I'm a little bit tired already, so I don't know how far I'm actually going to get tonight. But let's at least try and get another 3 solved. But let me remind myself where we were. I'm pretty sure we know these two. And I think next we should try and figure out either this Elias M's occupation or maybe Bonnie's occupation. Should we try and find out more about Bonnie? Where do we even find out about Bonnie in the first place? Like, it's from this, wasn't it? Maybe we can search for the what did we know about Guy Hudson? Maybe we missed something in here. Guy Hudson, along with his twin sister, are no stranger to the public when it comes to Roottrees snacks. They both appeared in company advertisements as children. The boys and girls agree era. Maybe we can search this? Aha! You find a site about successful ad campaigns. One of the ads listed from the late 50s. It's a series of television and magazine ads from Roottrees chocolate bars. The ad campaign is described as having the premise that boys and girls are often diametrically opposed, except when it comes to one thing. Both of them agree that Root Treat is their favourite. The first advertisement in the series was the most memorable due to the bright red hair of the boy and girl involved. One of the magazine advertisements has been added to your evidence. Okay, so this is the two of them, the Hudsons. This is an ad for Root Tree candy from the late 50s. It was part of a campaign. The ad describes having premise, so we've already read that. Okay, so that's just like nice. We get an extra picture, I guess. Does that give us anything else? It says it gives us one clue. I guess we can put that in. And then... I don't know. I guess that's a dead end. But at least we got the pictures. Who would have known that one of the two adorable redheads, Guy credits his mother and father, Angie and Christopher. Do I have Angie and Christopher down? Yes. Arguing over everything but chocolate would grow up to take over the whole company. Guy's uncle and current president Zachariah has decided to take an early retirement, focus on traveling the world with his wife. Zach was quoted saying, "Now that our daughters have started families of their own, Clara and I plan to reflect on a life well lived." Guy is new to the business world, but his family. We at Roottrees have faith in his innovative ideas. What was his name? Zachariah Morden. Son of James and Gwendolyn. James Gwendolyn. He's quoted as saying, "Elias entrusted me with carrying on his legacy, and that's what I plan to do. Along with 5 pieces, our chocolate maple products are selling incredibly well. We will not be making any changes." Wonder how we're gonna get a picture of Zachariah. Maybe that's something else we could try and do. Try and get like a picture of someone we know. Like, could we like... For example, like we could get a picture of Clancy Edward Roottree. Can we like search for like Clancy Edward Roottree? Infallible legal aspects of it were designed by Clancy Edward Roottrees to secure the future of his father's famous name. You might be able to find more details online. Clansard. Oh, Clansard. The Clansard Trust. Oh, so we've already found that. So, reading through this again, most details online. The Roottrees versus RR. And RR is the Ronnie or Robert Roottrees. Look at this again. The RR attempted unsuccessfully to remove a fellow family member from a trust. It was said that RR attempted 2 arguments. First, the person in question was born out of wedlock, and second, they committed a significant crime against a fellow family member. Still, due to the ironclad wording of the Clancy Trust, it was impossible to remove any direct descendant of Elias Roottree without completely dissolving the trust. I'm actually starting to draw blanks here. I'm really not sure where to go next with this. What this red Roottrees was all about. Read this again, maybe. 1936, and a painting of him appears on the cover. The magazine says he was voted Watchman of the Year specifically to recognise the global rollout of 5 pieces. Inside the article, 1908, Elias forms the company who inherited the farm. Elias has a daughter, first of 5 children, 4 more follow. Elias invented 5 pieces. Each of the 5 flavors is chosen based on initials of the 5 children. 5 pieces at first sold in some Pittsburgh markets. Rolled across New England. New recipe and flavor is finalized, and the candy begins nationwide distribution in department stores and other shops everywhere. Purchase everything available Maple Farm in Pennsylvania in preparation for their global rollout. With the help of his son Elias Roottree Jr.'s architecture firm, that's something I've missed. A new industrialized factory and warehouse are built in Butler County. Production is tripled and worldwide distribution begins. There is also a what's next section that claims Elias is going to pivot to ensuring his company's legacy and that the Roottrees Candy Company remains a family business. He plans to do this with the Clansid Trust. So if we go back to this, Elias Jr. is an architect. Elias Jr. Elias Jr. Roottrees. Elias Jr. Roottrees. Yeah. I find it interesting how like this whole like generation here, like Gwyn's generation, I feel like I hardly know anything about most of them. Like in this section here, like we know Lauren, but we don't know these three at all. Like we still don't know who Carl's dad was, for fuck's sake. Like, who's Carl's dad? Like, he's like the main guy right now, arguably. Can we... maybe work out who these two children are? If we follow this Tessa Penelope stuff? Tessa Green Penelope. Penelope Tessa Green. Laugh Lounge, a club in Reno, claims Penelope got a stand-up start. First did her famously raunchy breast milk cheese routine in the 80s before brother trouble. The site claims she retired for the birth of her first child, but still makes yearly appearances for fundraisers, doing more family-friendly material. You find, oh yeah, this is like Jack, isn't it? As well as you find a picture. The site claims she retired for the birth of her first child, but still makes yearly appearances for fundraisers, doing more family-friendly material. You find a picture labelled Jack-o'-lantern 1997, as well as a different picture labelling Jack watching one of his mother's favourite charity sets, 1994. So the Jack-o'-lantern. There's that one, it's got Jack in it. So this is 1994. Where's the Jack-o'-lantern? Okay, so this is the younger child, because this is 1997 and this is 1994. So that means this is Jack. Jack Roottrees. That's Jack. And we've got the baby. I don't know if we know their name, but I guess their occupation is baby. And this is a student K-12. Something's wrong. Maybe one of these guys is not a director. Maybe only one of them is. Like this guy is a director. Should we look at the, what is it? The RR, not TT, RR Productions. Ron is a small string collector. Robbie Roottrees arrest. There's a trial around the time that Brother Trouble ended. Do we have, like, news about this? There's an article about 1984, don't blame nepotism. Ron plans to pitch new shows to major television studios as 1986. Until then, he plans to find the right project. He's occasionally called upon his younger brother for script punch-ups and has thought about bringing him into the fold. Does that mean he is a writer, then? Is that a screenwriter? Aha, there we go. Yay! We did 3 more. And some other secondaries. Okay, a lot of secondaries. A lot of secondaries, there we go. Alright, looking good, looking good. We need to know this fucking baby's name now, I guess. Maybe... I think it's unlikely we're gonna find it going down any other route of questioning, so maybe we should stick with this Tessa and Ronald. Do we have this? What are these fundraisers? Joko Lantern. Can we search for Joko Lantern? There's 2 drink minimum and 0 tolerance policy for heckling. Every year we tell people not to heckle the comics. Search for Penelope again. There was something else with Penelope, wasn't there? I'm just gonna try all of them. TMS and DCB, yeah, we know them. How do we find this kid? difficult. We're definitely missing something there, aren't we? He's definitely a root tree. So maybe we should check out Elias M. I'm pretty sure that this is where he belongs. We still don't know who this is. Miracle Jr. What about Bonnie? I still feel like we should be able to find Bonnie's profession. And these three here. Well, actually, we could put this guy's occupation in, can't we? Like, this guy's a kindergartner. We don't know which way around these two are. We can make some kind of assumptions, but Gwendolyn Morden, eh? Gwendolyn Morden is either her or her. My guess would be her, but that's really just it's just a guess. Because I feel like this girl looks like, I feel like they look like brother and sister, and these two look like sisters. I'm gonna just temporarily put it in like that, because I've just got a good feeling about it. Now, Ernest Madsen. What did we know about Ernest Madsen? Ernest Madsen Jr. Fancy flavors, batter up. Right, we've taken a bit of a tumble in the public's eyes. Mr. Madsen is committed to getting back to basics. Okay. Okay. Oh, I feel like I've lost my thread. I've lost my thread. I don't know what I'm thinking right now. How do we get a picture of Lauren Roottrees? There must be like... You would have thought there's like a book of hers that we could get, maybe. Should we try and get like one of Lauren's books? It seems pretty crazy that we don't have a... We don't have a picture of her. Did we find this? Ah, how did we not find this yet? Student edition, republished 1993, non-fiction. It seems you've hit the jackpot here. This book is occasionally taught in schools. Whoa, we got 7 pieces of evidence? Oh my god. This is a book occasionally taught in schools. You even find a hardcover edition for students that has a full page, high quality pictures. Oh yes. Alright. A Life Between Wars. So do you think this is Lauren? Oh, cool. Below are notes and observations you made while skimming through Lauren Roottrees' diary. Pages in A Life Between Wars. Lauren Roottrees is on the notable Roottrees list. The book was published in 1965 and consists of diary entries that stretch from 1940 to 1965. The most important event that much of the diary and Lauren's thoughts revolve around was the loss of her husband, Jacob. Yeah, Jacob Rafferty. Jacob died in the final months of World War II while Lauren was pregnant. This left her to raise her son Clark alone. Lauren never remarried and only had one child. By skimming the pages of diary, you glean the following information. She was the granddaughter of Elias and Gwyneth on her father's side. Huh? She was the granddaughter of Elias and Gwyneth on her father's side. Okay, so... Well, I think we already have that information. Her mother's family was called the Kozels, but she hardly ever mentions them. Kozels. So, where's Lauren? So, Kozel? Probably Sarah Kozel then? Okay, nice. Her father, who she always refers to as Pop, was the head lawyer for the Roottrees Candy Company and helped write a legal document called the Clancy Trust. It's clear from context that the Roottrees have internal shorthand names for different generations of their family, but Lauren uses them often. 5 Pieces, the first generation of children by Gwyneth and Elias, Lauren's father, was in this generation. The next generation, Lauren's generation, Free Spirits, the generation after Lauren's. Okay. So let's put in these photos. So we've got Jacob and we've got Lauren. It's cool, like the photos are already like... It's like capturing the, like the look of the... You know, the different generations. Very, very cool. And we've got 6 other pieces of evidence to pour over now. Why has this still got a... Okay. The 5 pieces. Oh, no way! We get these guys now. Alright. Lauren's diary contains some labelled pictures. This is the 5 pieces. The picture was famous in our house. Pop even had it framed. That's him on the left. Okay, so that's... We can put that in straight away. Oh, we're making... Hey! Look at this! Well done! We just got an achievement. Locked in everyone on the notable Roottrees. That's probably quite unusual that we took so long to find Lauren. I don't know. I feel like I tried to do that book before, but then didn't find it for some reason. Alright. Well, anyway. Oh, cool. So this must be Miracle. We can put that in straight away, right? That's Miracle. Then who's left? There's only one other guy, so that must be Elias Jr. Then we don't know about the other 2. But I would guess that that's Gwyn's mum, just because of like the blonde hair. Like, it doesn't have to be, but like, she's more like glamorous looking. Well, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. All right, let's not make assumptions. But we can definitely say that this is Elias Jr. He's an architect. Let's read this. Angie and I both wanted to be in the photo since Miracle was in it, and the 3 of us were all about the same age. We were told only the 5 pieces, which really didn't go over well, to say the least. Eventually, I suppose to stop the tantrums, they posed us in front of the camera with Mr. Morden, who was there with Aunt Gwendolyn. I found out years later that they never even took a second photo. Aww. Who's this back here? Interesting. Who's that? Do you think that's Mr. Morden? If I had to like Morden. James Morden. Well, it's not James Morden because there's no picture of him there. Is it someone else's husband? I wonder who it is, actually. It's not Elias. And he looks old as well. Because who are you? Are you Zachariah? Zachariah would be... Oh, actually... I wouldn't expect it to be someone younger than these people. I guess it could be. Alright, well, let's move on from that. We also have this. Lauren's diary contains some labelled pictures. This is the next generation. Caption: an attempt to recapture the spirit of the 5 pieces photo with our generation. For old time's sake, we gathered on the warehouse floor. I wanted Ellie to stand all the way on the left, since to me he looked a lot like Pop did in the old one. So that's Ellie. But I was outvoted. No, it's not. I was outvoted by my brothers. They insisted that the 4 of us stand together. Oh, that must be Ellie. That must be Ellie. That's Lauren. That's Carl, probably. No. This isn't Carl's generation. Okay. That's Miracle. Look at him! That's Miracle Jr., I guess? Oh, yes. This is finally opening up. I felt like I was like hitting a dead end, but... Okay, so for old time's sake, we gathered on the warehouse floor. I wanted Ellie to stand all the way on the left, but I was outvoted by my brothers. They insisted the 4 of us stand together. And so we clumped up in the middle and let everyone filter in behind and in front of us. The only one too good to make an appearance was Gwyn. Okay, so Gwyn isn't in this photo. Grandma insisted we include Sam, even if we didn't want to. None of us understood why, including Sam. I also didn't think it fair Miracle made it in, since he's technically a 5-piece. I guess my inner child still holds a grudge even after all these years. So this is Miracle. So Sam... Let's use this picture of Miracle. I think that's a better picture of him. So do you think Sam would be here? Sam Cattrall, Samantha. So Sam is either Samantha Roottree or Sam Cattrall. Well, we know that this is whoops. Oh, we don't know, do we? Wait. Who did we say this was? For old time's sake, I wanted Ellie, so Elias. We don't know who Elias is, do we? Elias is like one of these 3, I think. Elias C. Yeah, we don't know who Elias C is yet. the red hair here. You expect the red hair to be the one over here, probably? Angelica Morden, maybe? I would guess it's Angelica Morden. Zachariah. The four of us together. Okay, so these are... This, I feel like this would be Carl's dad. He looks a lot like Carl. Elias. Oh, that means actually maybe I'm wrong about this. Elias M. Let me actually take this away. I feel like that would make this Elias here, right? And Elias here, right? That would be very fitting because it's like Elias M, Elias C. Oh, I can't remember which way around it was, but that makes more sense now. I originally put him like over here because he looks like Miracle, but it also makes a lot of sense that this is the youngest part of the tree. So yeah, I'm a lot happier with that. I'm a lot happier with that. So let's rearrange that. That makes sense. Then we need to know who else is there in this picture. So there's two more guys who we don't necessarily know yet. We've got her with the green eyes. This guy looks like, what's his name? Jonah Hill. So I expect that makes him whoever this is. No, that's not what I meant. This makes this Zachariah. And indeed it was. Hey, look at this. Booyah. Okay, this is, it's all coming together now. We don't know who this is. We can say that this is unknown male. Unknown male. And then that means that this must be her. No, it could be her. So wait, so who's Sam? We need to work that out. Sam. Maybe Sam's the, maybe it's Sam Cottrell who's the spouse, which would make sense, wouldn't it? Let me see. The four of us are together. That's Lauren, isn't it? Ah, I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. So that's Lauren for sure. Which leaves no, that's Sam. That's Sam. No, wait, hang on. I'm getting confused again. Samantha Roottrees or Sam Cattrall. So Sam could be either someone's husband or it's Samantha Roottrees. So if we look at Unless this is Sam Cattrall. Or this is Sam Cattrall. I think we don't have enough information on this. We should come back to this. But we've made some good deductions here. Some educated guesses in there, but in general, some pretty damn good. Why does this still have an exclamation mark? Oh! I see. An entry entitled Complaints from Lauren Roottrees' diary written in 1953. The entry seems to focus specifically on one of Lauren's family members, Gwyn, who is on the notable Roottrees list. It seems everyone has something to complain about. Gwyn, as an only child, complained of loneliness. I told her that being expected to watch after 3 younger brothers didn't feel like a blessing, but it fell on deaf ears. During the summer, where I went to stay with her and Aunt Margot. We've already got that, I think. Yeah, Aunt Margot. I hoped she would be the sister I never had, and that I'd do the same for her. I even tried to dye my hair blonde to fit in with the two of them. What a mess. But she just complained to her, so that confirms the blonde is Margot, which means that this is Gwendolyn. During the summer where I went to stay with her and Aunt Margot, blonde. What a mess, but she just complained. To her, I was the lucky cousin. Now she's off living a glamorous life while I'm stuck here with Clark. I must admit seeing her everywhere contributes to my unhappiness. Her visage stares at me, even now from my coffee table. She gets to be in Starlet and tell tales of how she gallivants around the world, kissing the likes of Harrison Lane and Wild Bill Simmons. She's the first Roottrie woman to be anything other than a housewife. And I am jealous. Okay, that's huge. So that means that every woman before her was a housewife. If I were not a single mother, could I make my own way in this world? But I'm off topic. A girl with all the luck in the world was jealous of me, and now, though I have been undoubtedly burdened by terrible tragedy, I am also lucky to be born into a family that can support me for eternity. I can raise a child without worry, unlike countless other widows. If any of them were to hear me complaining, they would rightfully scoff, just like I do at Gwyn. Alright. So let's do a page for Gwyn. So, Starlet, Wild Bill Williams, Harrison Lane. Is that it? What's Starlet? New periodical added Starlet. Starlet was a magazine that started with colorization of film and went around 1964. Generally, it was a tabloid with a focus on famous actors and actresses. It didn't much go into any other aspects of filmmaking or Hollywood news, okay? Wild Bill Williams. Find some information on the website about old films that are not yet available on VHS. The site is not very well organized. Wild Bill Williams was the leading man of some non-notable movies in the 1950s. He appeared in an adventure movie called Fortune Favours the Grave, which has yet to be released for home audiences. You don't find any additional information about that film. He was known for his good looks and off-screen romances, specifically with blondes. Uh-oh. Okay, so Wild Bill Williams' potential... He was married 4 different times to 4 different actresses. There's a famous Hollywood rumor he even approached Marilyn Monroe at a party that she was already aware of his reputation. Did you know Wild Bill grew up in Paris, France. He returned there often. Okay. That's interesting. Find some information. Harrison Lane was a television actor with Guys Like Us. So that's the same as Gwyn is in that movie. His largest role before Guys Like Us was a villain in the first season of Western Frontiers. Due to the popularity of Guys Like Us, she brought Lane back to the villains. Yep. So I think Wild Bill Williams might be. I think he might be the husband. Wild Bill Williams was mentioned many times through the magazine's lifespan, with stories and gossip about who he had been seen in public, blondes mostly. 3 passages stand out. The first mentions one of his first roles under his real name, Walter Forsyth. The second is an interview. Although he doesn't mention her by name, you determine from context he's talking about Gwyn Roottrees. An apology to all the ladies, I'm actually taken. Earlier this year, I did a friend a favour. He was directing a war movie and asked me to play a small part. Wouldn't you know it, that son of a bitch cut me from the picture. I'm just ribbing, it wasn't his fault. Apparently the studio didn't want to pay for a star of my caliber. I got the last laugh though, I met someone. She spent most of the film crying. She was playing a soldier's wife. But even through the tears, she was incredible. I know I tend to have a reputation, but this one's true love. I only have eyes for her. Ironically, the third is a rumour that his divorce from Gwyn was due to multiple affairs, including one with another actress. An American reader on vacation in Paris claims to have overheard Wild Bill and Gwyn arguing in public while she was holding a baby and visibly pregnant. Not long after, Gwyn announced she was divorcing Wild Bill, and also she was pregnant again, giving his rumour more credibility. So that's what they're talking about, like Robbie was born out of wedlock? Was they, Walter Forsyth, okay. So Ronald was already born, but Robbie was born out of wedlock because they divorced while she was pregnant. Okay. Now we can search up Gwyn as well. First mentions were time of her divorce, 1958, Wild Bill Williams is a gossip, speculative, full of tabloid stereotypes. Some of it focuses on the fact that when she announced the divorce, she's pregnant again, so this is just repeated information. Interview from 1957 where she was asked about her last name. She answered, "The power of a name is undeniable. My grandfather constantly preached the importance of family names and honouring them. My father decided to bless me with a famous name. There's nothing wrong with Cornwall, but Roottree has power." Linus Cornwall. There we go. My husband, similarly, goes by Wild Bill. It's an infamous name he repurposed for himself because he didn't have the benefit of being born with a famous one. But Wild, combined with the alliteration Williams, is incredibly memorable. Although we've relocated to Paris, I know your readers love to keep up with my husband, so consider this is Starlet exclusive about both of us. Wild Bill and I have a child on the way, and we're sticking with Roottree for the last name, not Williams. But we also plan to lean into alliteration, which is the RR. That's how we'll honour both of our family names or for the next generation. Oh, okay, that's a kind of nice idea. Was there anything else on this Gwyn page that we wanted to search up? Off-screen romances, so we don't need this anymore. Don't need this anymore. Fortune favours the grave? No. Harrison Lane. We could quickly search Harrison Lane, see if anything comes up. Yeah, okay. But what else is Starlet good for? Defunct tabloid, actors, actresses, likely to have gossip. Can we say, like, Ron Roottrees? No. Okay. Fair enough. Let's continue with the new evidence. Did we finish this? I'm off topic. Yeah, we finished this. Let's go to the next one. An entry entitled Dynasty from Lauren Roottrees' diary, written in 1958. It focuses on the day her grandfather Elias announced he would step down as president and meeting to determine his successor. I wish I had been a fly on the wall today. Clancy told me that everyone got quite heated. Granddad was furious none of his sons would take over as president, but that's what he gets for holding on to it so long. With architects, preachers, lawyers, nobody's got time for candy. So with 5 pieces refusing to step up, it came to us next gens. Pop argued at length that the company should stay with our brand of the family, since we still have the Roottrees name. I'm not even sure Clancy would have wanted it, but he's the one who was volunteered. Instead it ended up going to Zach. Even though his surname doesn't match the candy, he's the firstborn of the firstborn 5-piece. I'm not sure how that's relevant to running a company, but Granddad has always had a very particular views when it comes to his bloodline. Yeah. I asked Clancy if it ever came up that a woman could take over. After all, Angie's older than Zach, and I'm next oldest of us all, but he just laughed. I'll never forget the cuss words Pop used when he told Ma it wouldn't go to us. Mother, ever the quick-witted, at least with catty remarks, countered back. Maybe they wanted it to go the only member of the family who looks like he samples for product. Oh, poor Zach. Poor Zach. Looks like he samples for product. We've already got him locked in, so I feel like we've kind of gone like in a kind of roundabout way of doing this. Like maybe we were supposed to find this a long time ago, I think. An entry entitled Sam from Lauren Roottrees' diary, written in 1963. From a previous entry, you learn that Elias Roottrees had given in to his wife and announced that Sam, an obscure relative, was to be included in family gatherings. Gwyneth had been pushing to include Sam for quite some time, Lauren writes. Why Sam? I have many distant relatives I've never met. After all, Granny had sisters and Granddad had a brother or two, but I was told trim their branches from the family tree. So why is Sam special? Nothing adds up, and I'm not the only one to realise. Angie summoned all of the next gens to a secret meeting in Zach's office. Gwyn's in Paris, but the rest of us, including Miracle's boys, spent ages trying to unravel a mystery. I didn't recognise Sam at Uncle Junior's wedding to Patsy last year. At the reception, when I asked who Sam was, Pop shushed me and said it was complicated. Clancy swore he saw Sam working alongside the farmhands EC and John when he farmhands EC. So this is Elias C as a farmhand? When he used to drive past the old Anderson farm on Anderson Farm. Hang on. Just put this in. Farmhands EC and John Anderson Farm. On his way back to work, upon hearing that Zach checked the records and managed to confirm all 3 are on the books. Ellie, Miracle's youngest, not my brother. Ellie. Wait. So was I right here? Wait. So Elias Elias C, Elias M. Something doesn't fit here. Something doesn't fit here. Hang on. Or is this Miracle Jr.? Ellie. Ellie, Miracle's youngest, not my brother, even chimed in, apparently when he was riding his mini bike alongside the farm a few weeks ago. Sam, EC. So EC... Elias C. But he's in the wrong generation. Okay, I'm getting confused now. Hang on. Get this out of here. Miracle's youngest. Was I like doing well before, and then like this is made like something's. Let's just continue reading. When he was riding his mini bike alongside the farm a few weeks ago, Sam gave him some old tools and taught him how to make the bike's engine faster. None of us think that proper for a multitude of reasons, but Ellie certainly seems thrilled. At the end of the day, nothing explains why an outsider has cozied into the family affairs, especially one who works on the farm, of all places. Whatever happened to blood is thicker than syrup? Why is Grandad making an exception now? Anderson Farm, EC and John. Maybe we needed like a whole tab for this Sam. Sam seems interesting. Sam. Secret meeting. Tilly, can you stop for a second? Come here. Oh. Good cat. There we go. All right. Let's just continue. We can come back to this, but this seems like something fundamental in my thinking is wrong here. One of the final entries called Clark from Lauren Roottree. The Clark's getting married and, in my opinion, far too young. He's barely 18 for God's sakes, and Danielle isn't much older. But openly confronting them make me a hypocrite. After all, Jacob and I got married at 16. Clark, like the rest of his generation, is a free spirit. What else do you call a group of kids growing up with more money than any one person can spend? They all aspire to be musicians and artists and dancers and all sorts of nonsense. The only one who has any discipline is Carl. But that's because Pop forced Clancy to send him to the academy. Maybe I'm just getting old, but our generation was never so bad. My brothers all seemed to pursue paths of knowledge, and the most rebellious thing any of us ever did was bring home someone who would be illegal to marry if we lived anywhere south of Pennsylvania. Pop seems to have gotten over it because Edward is set to take over his department once he retires. And as for me, my first published book, Swashbuckle My Heart, is based on the pirate... Swashbuckle My Heart. That doesn't belong there. based on the pirate stories I used to invent with Jacob when we were walking in the woods after school. I think he'd be proud that Clark and I are carrying on his name. Even my cousins are doing well. Zach's not a bad president after all, and his sister seems to be doing a good job raising her twins. Gwyn is Gwyn, but at least she came out of the divorce with her head held high. She even told us she might come home next year so we can meet her kids. But free spirits in any other family, they'd all end up on the streets, even Clark. So we now know Clark's first wife is Danielle. Danielle Franks, there we go. Alright, we're getting somewhere. Before we forget as well, we can put in housewife for these. They look so similar. That is Elias M, right? But, so let's get to the bottom of this Elias C thing. Elias C. It could be that. It could be that Elias C is this one here. Yeah, I think we were right, actually. I think we were right, because you think about that note, it said the thing about marrying someone who would be illegal south of Pennsylvania. That sounds like someone married someone who is black, which would mean, like, there's a black child, which fits... where is she? Her. So whoever this is someone who's black. Don't know who this is. And this must be Elias C here then. So I was right, but for the wrong reasons, I think. So this is Elias C, and he's a farmer. But something's obviously not right, because I've filled in 3 people now. It does say Miracle's youngest, so that would put him here, wouldn't it? But why is he... Something's still not right. Miracle's youngest being Ellie. Who's John? Do we have John? Or is John just like not even in the tree at all? He's not in the tree at all. Hang on, remove this. I'm more happy now with I'm more happy now with this girl being here. We got Miracle's youngest being Elias C, who is a farmer. But who would then be Elias C? Oh wait. Is this where it's kind of like fucking up? Because this branch of the family is so much younger that he's just like come down a generation. So that means that this is actually... No. Alright, let's get back to basics. Back to basics. Let's look at this. Miracle and Ellie. You see... Oh, this whole like Miracle branch is really like throwing everything off, isn't it? But now I feel like that makes a lot of sense. That because if he was here, he would be a lot younger. So that means if he's here and we've not got things ticked off, we've got something else wrong. Let's go back to this picture. So Sam is in this picture. Who's Sam? So we've got Zach. We've got Miracle, old Miracle. This is maybe it's Miracle Jr., maybe it's Elias. We got this girl who's whoever it was on the left. I can't remember now. We don't know who that is, but I think that's Carl's dad. We've got Lauren. We've got this guy. Don't know who the hell he is. We got her as well. I don't know who that is. We've got two men here. We have a unknown female. So the unknown female is surely her. And I don't know if we can assume that all of these are housewives because they're before Gwyn, but they are older. But we don't really know. We can put in housewife. Okay. The entries are correct and have been locked. Okay, so that means Elias is wrong. We were right about that being Miracle Jr. though. That's a shame because I liked that. Like, I feel like that made sense. I feel like that made sense. Because oh, you can change your photos like that? Oh, that's kind of nice. So if, like, for example, I feel like I kind of like having Baldy Clark. I like that gym better. Okay. We're getting somewhere, we're getting somewhere. I like this Caroline. I like this older guy. This, guy, he looks very much like... who am I thinking of? Is it like Sonny from The Godfather? Except, like, more ginger. Is Bonnie also a... Well, we don't know if she's a housewife. We can put housewife... Housewife... We don't necessarily know that, but like... Elias M... Did I mix up the Elias M and Elias C? You wanted Ellie to stand on the way on the left. Grandma insisted we include Sam, even if we didn't want to. None of us understand why. So... who is Sam? We've got Miracle, Miracle Jr., Zach, the three brothers, her. I don't see Sam. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in this photo. 8 if you exclude Miracle. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Gwyn wasn't there, and I guess this one wasn't born yet. So that fits. I guess Sam isn't in the photo. Unless Sam is another name for one of the other children? What? Let me read this again about the Ellie. Clancy swore he saw Sam working alongside the farmhands EC and John when he used to drive past the old Anderson farm. Should we search for Anderson farm, maybe? You find some information. First Anderson Maple Farm. There are a few pictures, including famous pictures of Elias and Gwyneth. That photo was added to your evidence. Before marrying Elias, Gwyneth Rootree was Gwyneth Anderson. Oh, right, yeah, okay. Okay. The farm produced only syrup. It was supposedly Elias's idea to create candy. Okay, well, maybe we already knew that. Anderson Maples. Elias Rootree. Where did we find the other information about Elias M and Elias C? Did I just get these like the wrong way around for some reason? I wish I could remember which way around I had it. I feel like I got it this right way around, but... don't know though. There's 11 clues in this? Clark getting married and in my opinion too young. 18 for God's sake. Daniel's much older. They all aspire to be musicians and artists and dancers and all sorts of nonsense. Do you think that's like part of the clue? Musicians, artists, dancers. Musician. So one of these people probably wants to be a dancer. We really know nothing about this, like Gwyneth and Gwendolyn. So... I still really like this. And I still really like that it's... So is he not a farmer? Maybe because he was a farmer when he was young, but he's not anymore? Swashbuckle my heart. I didn't look that up. From the author of the Court series. Keep an eye out for Lauren Roottree's next book, Revisiting the Diary. Aha! Scandal.txt. Ooh, haha, here we go. This was a version of Lauren Roottree's diary released in 1975. Unlike the original diary, it contains no pictures. It has many new passages that reflect on her thoughts 10 years later. One major event happened between releases that changed Lauren's outlook on certain subjects: the death of Elias. A summary of the fallout has been added to your notes, as well as some other pages. Okay. Revisiting the diary. The new diary opens with an explosive incident that happened in the decade between the release and re-release of Lauren's diary. Elias Roottree has died, and during the reading of his will there was an audible gasp when a certain name was read aloud: Samantha Roottree. Although Sam and her children were not meant to receive... So does that mean that the girl on the right is Samantha then? Although Sam and her children were not meant to receive monetary inheritance, he had a stipulation that she retained the rights to run the farm and any and all decisions related to it. It was then that the scandalous secrets came out. None of the 5 pieces were a surprise, but it was quite a shock to everyone else, including Sam. She has been told her parents died. Apparently Sam was the illegitimate daughter of Elias Jr. and Patricia Christensen. Elias Jr. and Patricia Christensen. Oh, so this is Sam? Samantha Roottree. Oh, so there's something special about linking Samantha. This is Patricia Christensen? Illegitimate daughter. Patricia, the daughter of a local steel mogul, and Ellie Jr. harbored a secret romance at age 16. She became pregnant, and after the birth, her father refused to let her see Ellie Jr. ever again. Her baby, Samantha, was sent to the Roottrees. She became pregnant, and after the birth, her father refused to let her see Ella Jr. again. Her baby Samantha was sent to the Roottrees. Elias hid her away from a local farmhand known as EC. Oh, so EC isn't necessarily Elias C. Okay. So that was just a bad. That was a bad assumption. You see, Patricia was married off to a much older man and sent away. That was the end of that, almost. None of the next gens had ever met or heard of Patricia until she unexpectedly reappeared, now going by Patsy. After Patsy's husband died, she reunited with Ellie Jr. and they finally married in their 50s. So that's... okay. Lauren mentioned the wedding in her first diary without knowing Patsy's history. Ellie Jr. had never taken another lover. Lauren, ever the romantic, quite appreciated this. When Patsy and Ellie Jr. finally married, Elias decided Sam should have been a Rootree in the first place. Even though she was not part of the Clansid Trust, he wanted to include her in family affairs. That was what led to Lauren's initial entry entitled Sam. This is a page of additional notes and context from the 1975 10-year anniversary re-release of Lauren's diary. It is a companion piece to the entry about Sam. Clearly, I did not know our true family history when I wrote this. I didn't even know Sam was a Rootree. All of my doubts were ill-founded. She's a fine woman. Had she the chance to grow up with us, Sam might have been the sister figure Gwyn never was. Ernie and the kids are lucky to have her, and her children seem eager to help the family in their own ways. Ernie Jr. has been learning the day-to-day from Zach. Ernie Jr. has been learning the day-to-day from Zach. It has been a long time since any real Rootree was as excited and interested in the actual candy as Ernie. As a bonus, Gwyneth has the green thumb of her mother and her adopted grandfather. Gwyneth has the green thumb of her mother and her adopted grandfather. Does that mean they're gardeners? Or it just means that they just have a green thumb, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's their job. Where were we? Well, Gwyneth has the green thumb of her mother. What I'm most ashamed of is not figuring it all out myself. Sam's a spitting image of Patsy with her jet black hair and green eyes. Okay, that confirms that's her. That's a little bit funny as well. I was like, wait, this girl must be this girl here. But wait, who's Sam? Anyway, yeah. She doesn't have the thick glasses. Patsy did, of course, but I guess that skips a generation. So that's gonna be confirming these glasses here. So that was a suspicion, but like that would have meant that we didn't have to guess this guy. We could have known that for sure if we knew this evidence before doing this. But we did this in a strange order, I guess. So like that piece of knowledge we just got there, that would have eliminated one of the 50-50s we took before. It's hard to explain the look on Pop's face when they read that the farm's operations would pass to Samantha Rootree. For as long as she was willing, I got flashbacks to when Zach was made president. Mother reframed it a bit to calm him down. Sam wouldn't receive any candy money after all, and was essentially inheriting the right to rule over the peasants for eternity. Pop warned us away from that farm for years. I never met EC in person, but Pop once referred to him as a confirmed bachelor, and I suspect that's why he kept us from there. Sam had to grow up in a house with him and his roommate, Mr. Miller. I'm not sure Sam will ever forgive Uncle Junior or Patsy for abandoning her to that life. If I were her, I might never forgive them either, but even so, she seems to blame more than just the two of them. She has no problems with us next gens, but she has a palpable hatred for the five pieces in Elias and Gwyneth. Clark again. This is a page of additional notes and context from 1975 10-year anniversary, blah blah blah. Reading this back, I get deja vu. As I write this addendum, Clark's gotten married again. No Rootree has ever remarried. Sure, I lost Jacob and Gwyn divorced Wild Bill just before she had her second. Not even I can blame her for that. I've seen what he gets up to in Starlet. Yeah, we've done that. But neither of us ever took a second husband. With the way the world is moving, I guess it was inevitable someone in this family would remarry. I just wish it wasn't my son. I can only wonder if Clark's apparent disrespect for marriage is due to the lack of a real father. I did what I could, and Lord knows LEC stepped up and helped. More than I can say for Clancy or Edward. LEC practically raised Clark and Jim as brothers. Whenever he could, Ellie's marriage seems fine and Jim's marriage seems solid as a rock, pun intended. So who knows what causes these things? I suspect he's marrying Jane to keep her from running out on the band. Without her, he'd be the third wheel, and I imagine they wouldn't last long as a trio. But still, I don't think a marriage as such a shaky foundation like that can last, and Lord knows I was right last time. Alright. Well, we already worked out all of that. But we did get something from that. Which, I think that, well, this LEC is Jim. Like, I think we actually messed up these names, right? This here. I don't know why I thought. I can't remember. Why did I think that? Well, what I'm thinking now is this is LEC because it said it was Jim's. He was like a father to Clark and Jim. Like, we put Jim together, and so that makes sense to me. Like, what? Why did I think he was there? Hang on, let's go back to this photo. Was it something in this photo that made me think it? For old time's sake, we gathered at the warehouse. I wanted Ellie to stand all the way on the left, since to me he looked a lot like Pop did in the old one, but I was outvoted by my brothers. We insisted the four of us stand together, and we clumped up in the middle and let everyone filter behind. So one of these two is Edward. Why did I think that he was the fourth one? Like, I need to like go back in time and like maybe I'll go back and watch like the clip from earlier. Revisiting the diary. Alright, let's go back to revisiting the diary then. Did I finish reading this? LEC practically raised Clark and Jim. So that means the other guy's LEM. This is LEM. And I don't know if he's a farmer, because I had originally put him as a farmer because I thought he was EC. But he's actually LESM, right? Which actually, now that I think about it, we go to this photo. Yeah, LEM. Yeah, okay. All right, there's a lot to remember. There's a lot to take in. So forgive me. We're getting there slowly. Catchy monkey. Okay. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Want to look at this. Go to the next page. Names. This is page 1975, 10-year anniversary. The biggest complaint I got after publishing my diary was how similar names are, and I get it. There are 4 Ellies for Pete's sake, but that's how it is. Someone would say I saw Ellie in town, and I wouldn't know which one they meant. My brother, my uncle, my cousin. That's why they became Uncle Junior or Miracles Ellie or LEC. Our family's names were always unusual. Grandpa Elias was a believer in using the names of each generation to honour those in the last. His father and Grandma Gwyneth's father were named Edward and Clancy, so now you see where my pup's name comes from. One thing that's always been consistent in our family though is that anytime someone's a junior, they're always the firstborn son. Yeah, that makes sense. That goes for Miracle, Ellie, or even Clancy. With the women, however, it all goes out the window. I think Gwendolyn got her name from some combination of Gwyneth and Caroline, who was Elias's mother. Women's names tend to get all mixed up as the generations went on. I guess that's because there's no female equivalent of junior. So if you're reading my diary and confused, you're not alone. Even the government had problems. I remember once receiving certified mail for an Edward Clancy Roottree. I had to break the news they got my father's name backwards. So it's Edward Clancy. No, Clancy Edward. Oh my god, it is confusing. This is a page from 1975. Fun bonus. Apparently this is the first thing she could find that she ever wrote. She knows it was for a school assignment about anger, and she believes based on the teacher's name, she must have been in the 3rd grade. She doesn't exactly remember the events spelled out here, but she does remember getting in trouble. I got angry when I met a new girl who I do not like. She was dirty and did not have a pretty dress. Me and Pop walked home in town and she hugged him. When I told her he was my Pop, she pushed me. I got angry and yelled at her, and Pop said to treat her nice. Then she said, "Your Pop is my dad?" She screamed it loud in my ear. She was lying to me, and lying is not a nice thing, so I pushed her too. Then I got in trouble. Then Pop took her away. He told me, "Don't worry, I'm glad she's gone." Okay. So, where does that leave us? Where does that leave us? So we have an Edward, and we have Edward Roottree, and we have, who else was there? Ah! There was something in that last note that was interesting. So, brother, uncle, and cousin. So there's a brother Ellie, cousin Ellie, Uncle Ellie. So we've got all of that. We've got all of those already. Our family's names are always unusual. Grandpa. Oh, we've got all of the 5 pieces. We don't know who Miracle's married to, still. We're missing... Can we search for Edward Roottree or... Edward Roottree? What about Business Watch? Or Butler Times? Who is this? And is... It says for free spirits. So does that include this guy? And if it does, why does it not include this guy? Miracle Junior. Who the fuck is this guy? Is this EC? Is someone who works in the factory? Scandal. There's still one clue in here. Okay. We've still got 5 clues in rolling on down the city, apparently. How? A top 20, according to a liner, satirized society. Listeners didn't seem to pay attention to the lyrics enough to trick them into caring. Instead, most of it's plain. Only the great-grandson of Elias Roottree could make Disco sweet. It's credited to Peter Jankovic from MMM. Music and lyrics by Jim Roottrees, vocals by Jim Roottrees and Diamond LaRue. Really, Peter Jankovic. I don't remember what MMM is. Modern Music Monthly. We've already got that, haven't we? We do. We've basically figured out Gwyn now, apart from this fucking baby. We've just got a little bit left in Miracle's tree. We've still got quite a lot to go on this side as well, but I feel like we're getting there now. Maybe it's time I take a break. Maybe it's time I take a break. I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing next. Apparently we're gonna get like something new after 3 more things. So actually, yeah, maybe, yeah, now's a good time to take a break, because once we find the next 3, then it'll open up again, and then I'll want to play more. And it's not something I've got time for right now. I'm not gonna guess it. I just want to see what Roottrees we got left. Well, this is, well, we know it's an unknown male, right? And the Roottrees. Oh, we know it's not Clancy Jr. We know it's not Edward. So this must be Wolf. There's no one else it can be. And this is Clancy Jr. Yeah, because Clancy Jr. Because it's always the firstborn son is the junior, which means that this must be Edward. Okay. And he's a professor. If I was gonna guess, I would say it's him because he looks the most like Carl. But do we have a way of knowing without guessing? Do we have a way of knowing without guessing is the question now. We're very... I was literally just about to stop. I was literally about to stop, but now I feel like I wanna figure out this. All right, let's have a quick focus on Clancy Jr. Do we have any more juniors? No, that's the only junior left. Blum, 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 blum. So how do we find out? Do we just do it based on how old they look in the picture? Are they in order? Let me see. There's the picture. Oh. No, not that one. That one. So look, he looks a lot. He's not necessarily younger though. Just because he's smaller, he does look younger though. Yeah, he's the oldest, isn't he? Like that's Edward, isn't it? So we've put in. Oh, it is. Okay, so something's either wrong or we don't have enough things. So we've got one here. Oh, is that actually the only thing we put in? Oh, we got two. Is there anyone else which is fully filled in? These things. I feel like these ones we probably could just 50-50 them if we wanted to. Okay, so something's wrong because Bonnie is also filled in. But I think this makes sense. But yeah, okay. This is a good point to end. I think that we've got a good direction to go in now, and we can figure out the rest later. So I'm gonna take a couple of screenshots to mark my progress, and I will be back tomorrow sometime. All right. Good night.